Okay, hi everyone. Thank you for watching this video. For those of you who are here joining us, we are going through some of the selected questions for our end of year 2023 Sec 2 G3 paper 2. Now I forgotten to press the record button for the first half. Okay, so I can only start recording from here. I'll try to, if you need other questions, then you let me know. Okay, I'll get back the recording for you. Okay, so now I'm going to solve the questions. I already drawn the graph for y equals to negative 4x squared plus 6x minus plus 4. So we're going to look at this question itself. Okay, the question now using the graph. So we already plot the graph already, right? Using the graph itself, find the value of y when x equals to negative 0.7. This kind of question is very straightforward. And find the maximum point. Find the maximum point. We were talking about it just now. And then finding the solutions. I'll do the first two first. Finding x equals to negative 0.75. Okay, when y x equals to negative 0.75. Okay, when x equals to negative 0.75, how do we read the number? X equals to negative 0.5 is over here. Negative 0.75 will be here. I need to go down all the way to my curve, okay, to touch my curve, and then estimate a point. So, oops, crooked. And read a value. So in this case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 square represent 1 unit. One small square will represent 0.2 of a unit. So this one will be negative 2.2, negative 2.4. So for me, that's my y value. So y equals to negative 2.4. And I want to find my maximum value, maximum point. Just now we already secretly plotted it inside our whichever graph here. So I have this point over here, and the coordinates for this point. This one will be when x equals to 0.75. And the y value, that will be around 6.3. Right, 0.75, 6.3. You'll definitely get it correct because we secretly plotted this point based on our table of values, right, inside our graph over here. So I'll write down my two answers, negative 2.4. I don't want the black and white answer. Okay, y equals to negative 2.4 value, then the maximum point 0.75, y value is about 6.3. Okay, next part of the question, this is the one that I need to highlight. Find using the graph to find the solutions of the equation, this one over here. But first, before we begin, we need to say use the graph, right? We need to copy down our equation for our graph, which is this one. We're going to use this first. Our graph says that the equation is y equals to negative 4x squared plus 6x plus 4. But my question gives me no y, it's just negative 4x squared plus 6x, and then equal to 0. Question, how I need to make, I'm not going to redraw another new graph, right? So what I'm going to do is, how am I going to make the question look like part of my graph, look like the graph like that? So my graph here, negative 4x squared have, plus 6x also have. What is missing? What is missing? What is missing? In order for it to become the same as the graph, what's missing?
Positive
4. Correct. So if I want to add a plus 4 here to balance up the equation on both sides, if I plus 4 over and the left-hand side, I also need to plus 4 to my right-hand side. Am I right? Okay, so always remember you change your question to look like your graph because you can't draw a new graph. Right, so in this case, you plus 4 on both sides. And my question now becomes negative 4x squared plus 6x plus 4 equals to the number 4. 0 plus 4 is 4. And notice that the whole thing here is replaced by the letter Y. So the whole thing here will be replaced by the letter Y equals to the number 4. So what do? They want to find the solutions. So what do we need to do? Number 1, we draw the line Y equals to 4. Number 2, find the point of intersection. POI, point of intersection. And this is a quadratic graph. Normally, quadratic graph should have how many solutions? Should have 2 solutions, right? So in this case, I will need at least to look out for 2 solutions. So maybe we have 2 answers, and my equation only got x. So my solution will be x equals to a number, or x equals to a number, maximum 2, minimum 1. All right, or maybe sometimes if the line doesn't meet at all, there's no value. Right? So let's go back to our graph and draw the line y equals to 4. What does y equals to 4 looks like? Is it a vertical or is it a horizontal? It cuts my y-axis, right? So it's a horizontal line, y equals to 4. So I need to draw y equals to 4 and extend my line longer. Here, right? Oops. Here, right? Y equals to 4. Extend, make the line a bit longer. Okay, and then write the equation y equals to 4. Therefore, we read our solutions. Oh, such brilliant solution. Intersection, the x value, the x is the number 0. The x value, the x is the number 1.5. So my 2 answers, x equals to 0, x equals to 1.5. Oops. Okay, x equals to 0, x equals to 1.5. Okay, have you gotten the concept? So the question over here is to change our question to look like the equation in our graph. Then we compare what's the y value. Okay, next part of the question, on the same graph, draw this line. Now, the moment I need to draw this is a y equals to mx plus c kind of line. So it's a straight line. I'll need to think of a chocolate bar. Okay, I need to think of a chocolate bar and I'll sub it into my equation y equals to 1 minus x. But the problem is, what are the x values I need to choose? Okay, what x values can I choose? And of course, I'm going to choose something that's on my axis, right? Remember my horizontal x-axis? The horizontal x-axis, the number is from -1 to 2, right? So I can choose any number from -1 all the way to 2. So maybe I'll just put a -1, 0, and maybe a 2. Okay, I don't know, I'll just randomly, okay? You choose any 3 points. But remember, don't just draw a short line, extend everything, okay? So I'm going to plug my numbers into my equation. This one will give me the number 2, followed by, this one is 0, will be 1, then followed by, if this is 2, I get -1, is it? -1. Okay, so I get my table of values down here already. Now I'm going to go on to my graph to draw my table, to draw my values. -1, 2, 0, 1, 2, -1, -1, 2, 0, 1, 2, -1. -1, 2. Okay, let me use a different color. -1, 2. Oh, I forgot. -1, 2. What is the number? I've forgotten. Oh, yeah. Irritating.
0, 1.
0, 1. Thank you. 0, 1.
2, -1.
Thank you. Yeah, 0, 1, 2, -1 here. Okay, then now I have my line and we draw the line. Remember, we draw the line already. Remember, label the equation, huh? Okay, so this one is my line. that I've drawn. Oops, there's supposed to be a point intersection, but they didn't ask me to extend my graph longer. So I just keep it as this. What is that? 1 minus 2. Is it 1 minus x or 1 minus 2x? Did I draw correctly? Okay, see, cannot remember. Did I plug my values correctly?
Y equals to 1 minus x.
Correct, 1 minus x. Okay, thank you. Then after I draw the line already, I got y equals to 1 minus x. Now the question says, state the solutions of this question using my graph. I need to repeat what I've done earlier on. My graph is the equation y equals to negative 4x squared plus 6x plus 4. Correct? Now my question is negative 4x squared plus 6x plus 4 equal to 1 minus x. Notice this whole portion is exactly the same. I don't need to change anything, right? If that is the case, if they are all the same, that means my y will be equal to 1 minus x. That means my y will be equals to 1 minus x. That means, how do we find the answer? We need to draw the line, find the point of intersection, and maybe look out for two answers. Draw the line y equals to 1 minus x. Have we already drawn the line y equals to 1 minus x? Over here, right? So I've drawn already. Then how do I find the solution? Right? Find the point of intersection. Then state the equation all have x only. So state the x value, x equals to this or x equals to this. Right? Normally, quadratic equation got two answers, but it depends on the range of graph that we have drawn. So it may not have two answers or maybe a 0 or 1. Okay? So, oops. So when we had this blue line, where is the point of intersection? Oh, you notice that over here, right, there's almost a point of intersection. But since we draw a graph only until 2, please don't go and extend it to find another solution. That means the only solution for this part in this range of the graph, okay, in this range of the graph will be this answer over here. Right, so this will be your answer. I want to read the x value. Recall 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 cm. So got 20 squares. 20 squares represent 1 unit. 1 small square will be 1 divided by 20, 0.05 bar. 0.05 of a unit. So 2 small squares will be 1 unit. 0.1, 0.1, negative 0.1, negative 0.2, negative 0.3, negative 0.3, 0.35, sorry, 0.35. So for me, my answer is negative 0.35. So I write my solutions for my x to be negative 0.35. And we noticed that there was a second part of the answer, but then they did not meet inside this range. So inside this range, this is the only answer that we can find. Okay, have you gotten your answer? So please take note of the concept, right? Such concepts can also appear for those kind of situational graph. So later at night, I'll draw one more on situational graph, right, with a storyline. Okay, if you are done with this question, you give me a thumbs up. I'm going to continue to the next question. Finally, graph takes a long time to do. All right, Ken, okay, very good. Okay, then I'll continue. Next question. Hire purchase. This one is the question that Jitha wanted. But he's not here. He's not here right now. But never mind. Okay, hopefully, luckily I got press recording. Okay, all right. Mathematics in practical situation. There are a few types. Number one is to calculate the simple interest, hire purchase, percentage discount, and things like that. Or the second type of practical situation will be the type that is in all the tables form. Okay, the one that looks like that. Yeah, this one, this kind, all the table form. All right, I'll go through this tonight. So now here I'll do this. Okay, for this one, this is a very standard practice question. For John, you buy a refrigerator. The cash price, original price that you start off with is $3,000.80. $3,800. He buy a higher purchase when he pays a deposit. So I'll count my deposit 10%. 380, right? Yeah, $380. But when I need to pay the rest, right, I don't have enough money to pay upfront. Okay, so I'm paying the rest by installment, 24 equal monthly installment of $200, and calculate the annual rate of interest charged on the refrigerator. Oh my God. Okay, what is this simple interest rate? Firstly, simple interest is given by the formula I equals to PRT over 100. Okay, I is the interest, P is the principal amount. That means I need to calculate how much money did I borrow. This is my original price. I already paid $380. I need to find my balance, the remaining amount that I owe. So I'm going to calculate the amount that I owe. Then I'm only going to borrow that particular amount for my for interest and for the rest of the amount, right? So pay as interest. So this principal amount will be $3,420, right? This will be my principal amount. This is the P over here, right? Principal amount, P over here. Then next one, PRT. I need to find the rate of interest, the simple interest rate that I do not know. That would be R, but it says it's annual, so it's by years. And how many years have I paid? Remember, I have a 24 monthly installment, so 24 months will be equals to 2 years. So my T in this case will be 2. T equals to 2, P equals to 3420. I don't know what is the rate. And I need to know what is this interest. Interest is the actual cash amount, the interest, right? But what other information did they give me? They gave me that I need to pay the remaining amount by 24 equal monthly installment of $200. That means the total amount that I need to pay, total amount to pay is the installment, which is the 24 times my $200, the total remaining amount. So 24 times 200, that gives me $4,800. Okay, so this total amount to pay was originally I owed 3,240, but at the end of the day, I pay 4,800. Can you tell me how I'm going to find interest? I owe 3,420. At the end of the day, I paid 4,800. What is the amount for the interest? If you're too shy, you can type it out to me. Cannot be like, how to find the interest? This is the amount I need to pay, but then at the end of the day, I pay extra money. So what is the interest? Really, nobody answer me, really not. Hello? Never mind, I'll calculate the answer on my own. So my interest will be, take the $4,800, do what to it? Minus off my 3,420, right? This is the actual difference, the amount, the extra interest that I paid, right? So this is 4,800 minus 3,420. That would be $1,380. This is my interest, I. Right? So if that's the case, now they ask me to calculate the interest rate. I'm going to plug everything, all the numbers that I have, I equals to 1380 into my formula, right? So I is this one is 1380. The principal that I owe was 3420. The interest rate annual, I don't know, but it's in percentage, times time period, 2 years. So how am I going to undo everything? I take this times 100 divide away 3420, divide away 2. Then I get my interest rate. Are y'all still alive, huh? No response. Okay, then for my interest rate in this case, oh, it doesn't look like a nice number. Let me check. 1380 times 100. Oh, yes, I'm still alive. Very good. Got people give me thumbs up there to say that you're still alive. Just that you choose not to answer my question only, lah, right? Okay, never mind. Better than don't have. Right, I got my number for my interest rate, 20.17543, blah, so 568. Not a nice number, so I round it off to 368 to 20.2%. Okay, is this okay? Right, are you okay with this question? If you are okay with this question, give me a thumbs up. I'll continue to the next question. Can, huh? Okay. Then how come nobody respond to me just now? Okay, never mind. Next question. Word problem. This one is the one that Dylan and Kaushik were asking about, but neither of them were here for remedial. Okay, never mind. So let's do a question about this. The volume of a container is 600 cm cube. The tap flows out at x cm cube per minute. Per minute. Meaning 1 minute x cm cube. Not x cube. X cm cube. X cm cube takes 1 minute. Then I have a total of 600 cm cube. How long will that take by proportion? 6 over x times 1. So it's 600 over x of a minute. Right? This is the rate of tap A. This part can understand, right? Now, but the question is the rate of water from tap B is 2 cm per cm cube faster. Give me a minute, I'm a student. Okay, so 2 cm cube per minute faster. So originally is x. So now 2 cm cube faster, it will be x plus 2 cm cube per minute, right? So this is x plus 2 cm cube per minute. The time taken to fill up the same tank container will be 600 over x plus 2 per minute. Now take note, everything is in minutes. So later when they give certain information, we must make sure the number of units tally with all of us. Okay? Oops, I exited. So, okay. All right, then next question over here, given that it takes 4 over 3 hours. See, the question over here says hour. Okay, give me a minute. Wait a while. Okay, then in this case, all these questions over here are in terms of a minute. So what do we need to change the 4 over 3 hours to? I need to take 4 over 3 multiply it to a minute. Okay, you can either look if everything in minutes or everything in hours, all right? So, but this one will be quite a big number. So 1 hour has 60 minutes. How much would that be? And that gives me 80 minutes, right? Is that correct? So if this is 80 minutes, I want to say it takes 4 over 3 hours more to fill using tab A than tab B. Why is that so? Which tab is faster? Which tab is faster? This tab over here is faster, right? If this tab is faster, that means it takes a shorter time and this tab is slower. If it's slower, that means it will take a longer time. Correct? So one is shorter, one is a longer time. I need to take the difference between the two of them. I'll take the longer minus the shorter one. So 600 over x minus the shorter timing, 600 over x plus 2 equals to, I have changed everything to minutes, so it will be 80 minutes, right? Then now we just need to make this into one single fraction, minus 600x. I'm going to expand my new denominator because I'm going to cross multiply over later. And I get 1200 over this one I cross multiply.
Jill, where do you get 80 from?
There. Is it 80? 4 over 3. I changed everything to minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, because all the units here are in minutes, right? This one is in minute. This one is also minute. So I changed everything to minute. Okay, then 80x squared. Then I shift everything over to one side. Then last but not least, we reduce it to x squared, so I can divide it by 80, x squared plus 160 divided by 80, that will be 2x minus 1200 divided by 80, that will give me 15 equals to 0. Shown. Is this okay? Is there any questions over here that you need me to go through? Right? Even if we don't know how to do part 3, can you still do the next part to solve the equation? You can still solve the equation for the next part, right? So in this case, we are going to continue to x squared plus 2x minus 15. Solving this equation. So for your set 2 level, is simply to factorize. Okay, always check your sign. So x plus 5, x minus 3. Bear in mind, x is time. Okay, it's a kind of time. So you get x plus 5 equals to 0. X will be equals to -5. Or x minus 3 equals 0. X will be equals to 3. Right, but the question here only says solve the equation. So you write both your answers, -5 or 3. Okay, don't reject any answer. Okay, but for the next part, the question say both the taps are on at the same time. How many minutes will it take to fill the container? Then now I'm going to say using x to be equals to, since it's a time, 3 minutes. Okay, so no, 3 cm cube, I think so. Yeah, okay. So then we have this. So what are the rate that we have? Tab A is x cm cube per minute. Correct? Means 1 minute of timing, I have 3 cm cube now. Tab B is 2 cm cube faster, right? So tab B is 3 plus 2, which is 5 cm cube per minute. If the two of them combine together within 1 minute for tab A plus tab B, for 1 minute in total, I get 3 cm cube from tab A, 5 cm cube from tab B. That means I will have a total of 8 cm cube from both of the tabs. How long will it take in minutes to fill the whole container? I have 600 cm cube. That will give me 600 divided by 8 to give me the answer 75 minutes taken. Okay, have you gotten the concept? Can? The time now is 4:21 already. Do you all want to take a break? I continue. Oh, we still have quite a number of questions that I can. Okay, you want to take a break or you want to continue? Or we rest for 5 minutes? I don't know. What do you want? If not, then I end off the session. Yes? No? Hello? Okay, nobody tell me any answer, anything. Hello, can we come to a consensus? What do you all want to do? Do you all want to continue anything? Then, okay, I scared later tonight I cannot finish. So I do a little bit more. Okay, I do one more question. Cannot? I do the one on number pattern. Okay, since you say anything, then I just continue lah. Huh? Y'all nothing to do, then y'all study with me. Okay. All right. Next question. Number pattern. Inside this sequence, S is the difference between two consecutive terms. Do you know what is the meaning of consecutive? One after another, right? Okay. The difference between is a constant, so I don't know plus 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 or minus minus minus. The second term, so I have the first term, the second term, third, and the fourth term. The second term of the sequence is 9. The fourth term of the sequence is 23. Write down the fifth term. So what I need to do, I need to know they skip by how much, right? So 1 time, 2 time. So the difference 23 minus 9 gives me 14. Then 14 I divide by 2. That means the constant difference will be a plus 7. Right, so this one will be plus 7, plus 7, plus 7. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want to find the fifth term, plus 7, 23 plus 7. The number will be 30. Expression in terms of n for the n term of the sequence. So in this case, this is always plus 7, plus 7, plus 7. The difference is common. So my formula must have a plus 7n. Right? Let's find out our first term. What plus 7? 2 plus 7 gives me 9. So I need to check what is the first term. What number plus 7 can give me 2? 2 minus 7 will be the number -5. So the answer over here will be -5 plus 7n. So that will be the expression for the n term of the sequence. So they read it as sequence as the n term, Sn equals to this. If not, you just give me -5 plus 7n will still be a correct answer. Next question, next part question now, using the first 4 terms of another sequence. Now read this very carefully. You have a particular pattern that is being written. T1 equals to something, T2 equals to something. So do not just find a number, follow the whole line of the pattern. So it will be T6 equals to something. Let's take a look. This is 1, 1 square, 2, 2 square, 3, 3 square, 4, 4 square, 5, 5 square. 6 will be 6 square. Okay, term 5 will be 5 square. Then term 6 will be 6 square. Right? So if I have the n term, then this one will be n square. Is that okay? Then next part, we take a look at 2, 9, 16, 23. This looks a little bit familiar. What do we have? 2, 9, 16, 23. So the formula over here is -5 plus 7n. So in this case, it's always adding 7, adding 7, adding 7. So the fifth term is 30. No, adding 7, this fifth term is 30. So the sixth term will be 37. So this one will be 6 square plus 37. If I look at my n term, that is the formula over here, -5 plus 7n. So this whole portion over here, the blue color portion, will be -5 plus 7n. Right? So with that, I found the n term of the sequence T. So Tn will be equals to n squared plus 7n minus 5. For me, I a little bit OCD, so I rearrange it in terms of the letter n squared and a number. Is this okay? So the patterns are usually related to one another. So you can find these. Then next part, the question says TP and TP plus 1 are consecutive terms in the sequence. So what do you know? If it's TP, my whole formula will be n squared, which is now p squared, plus 7n, but the n now changed to p, minus a 5, right? So this is what I have from my previous formula over here. I replace the letter n with letter p. But what is TP plus 1? TP plus 1, I'm replacing my letter n by p plus 1. So you notice I put brackets for it. Okay, so in this case, I'll put this as p plus 1, p plus 1. Bear in mind, what is p plus 1 whole thing square? P plus 1 whole thing square is p plus 1 times p plus 1. It is not p square plus 1. Okay, if you want it to use the special identity, it will be p square plus 1 square plus 2 times p times 1. So there's a 2p. Right? So since I already know the special product formula, if not, you can go and do your expansion. So I should get this whole portion to be p squared plus 1 plus 2p. Expand this, 7p plus 7 minus 5. Let me simplify this. 9p, 8 minus 5 plus 3. Okay, then the question says, show that the expression TP plus 1, meaning this whole thing, subtract away TP, this whole thing, subtraction, we need to do a bracket, so change sign, right? Minus the whole of P squared, 7P, and 5. So remember to minus, change the sign inside. So in this case, we get P squared, 9P, 3, minus 7P, plus 5. Right? And we'll get our answer, simplify. P square and P square no more. 9P minus P, this one, 7P, 2P, 3 plus 5, 8. Right? Observe, take note. This one common factor is 2, right? Common factor is 2. Okay, but don't know whether need to use or not. Never mind. So shown. All right. Then explain why two consecutive terms of the sequence. What's two consecutive terms of the sequence? Didn't we just found two consecutive terms of sequence? The two consecutive terms of sequence is 2p plus 8, right? So the two consecutive terms of the sequence, 2p plus 8, cannot have a difference that is smaller than 10. What is the smallest possible value of p? Any number that starts with, or whichever, will start with the number 1, right? Term 1. So the smallest possible is actually 1. But then I will have to say that any difference, right? This is the difference, will be always greater than or equal to the fact when p is equals to 1. So you sub p equals to 1 plus 8. The smallest possible value that p can be is 1, right? So this 2p plus 8, the difference will always be greater or equal to 2 plus 8, 10. So therefore, can the difference be smaller than 10? So therefore, the difference cannot be smaller than 10. Is this okay? Right, because any p, the smallest p, p equals to 1 whole. Okay, so for the difference in general, now a lot of students will just give me 2 plus 2 times 1 plus 8 equals to 10. That's not good enough, right? You have to tell them for the smallest p, then the difference is either greater or equal to that number. So you should need to have an inequality down here. Or you write in words also can. Is this okay? If that's the case, then I think it's already 4:30 now, so I should stop my recording for this portion. Okay, and I need to re-record the two questions. I'll see you again later for tonight. Is that okay? Can
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.